It's a real privilege to follow my honourable friend, the member for Lancaster and Fleetwood, who made some excellent points. But I do refer to my register of interest, as I too am a Vice President of the Local Government Association. And I do want to make a very short speech against the Government's motion and the Conservative Party's efforts to undermine the elections watchdog, the Electoral Commission. The last Labour government set up the Electoral Commission to protect Britain's democracy by the independent regulation of free and fair elections. And this independence from government of any shade must be crystal clear for voters and campaigners to see. And as a member of the Speakers Committee, and for the Minister's benefit, the member for Luton South, I've already shared my opposition to the Government's draft strategy and policy statement on the Electoral Commission. At a time when trust in our politics is low, ministers using this statement to set a political agenda for the Electoral Commission is a dangerous act, undermining its independence. And it's been so well put by my honourable friend, the member for Sheffield South East as well. Even on its own merits, the statement fails to explain why it is required in the first place, and it provides no further support to scrutinise the Commission's work. So it begs the question, what's the point? Because, as we know, there is cross-party agreement that the Commission's independence is vital to the health of our democracy. And both the Levelling Up Housing and Communities Committee and the Speakers Committee have concluded that no statement is necessary. And we have the Electoral Commission rightly pointing out that the repeal of the power for government to designate a statement would improve confidence and trust in our electoral system. So it begs the question, why did the government introduce the strategy and policy statement power in the Elections Act? Maybe, if we put it in the context of a very unpopular, declining Conservative Party, one that is out of all ideas, it could be suggested that they're trying to assert an unfair influence on the rules of engagement of the next general election. Because alongside the strategy and policy statement power, the Elections Act also introduced repressive voter ID requirements, a solution to a non-existent issue, and yet we're still waiting to see any action or prioritisation of the real issues facing our democracy, such as disinformation and AI, and there's no concerted plan to get underrepresented groups and those turning 18 onto the electoral register. So will the Minister explain why this is the case? Because, as so well put by my honourable friend, the member for Lancaster and Fleetwood, we're seeing an alarming trend emerging, a government tightening its grip around the delicate functioning of democracy. It seems the Conservative Party is purposefully seeking to undermine public trust through this statement in order to serve its own interests, or maybe the Minister can try again to convince us otherwise. Is it arrogance or is it weakness that's informing these decisions? In any event, the public is not under any illusions and can see it for what it is. So on this side, we will continue to oppose all reckless acts that threaten to undermine our democracy, and Labour will fight for every vote in every part of the country. The only people who will be deciding on Britain's future is the British public. Thank you.